All right, guys. Hello, hello, hello. It is uh, Tuesday, August 20th, and I'm an hour later than normal. I had a couple things I had to get done that the time I could be rearranged. So if you're here, if you could say hi, let me know. If there's sound, always a good thing to know if there's sound. I didn't have any feedback, so that was kind of unusual. So I'm wondering if there's actual sound. Um, let's see. Hello. Hello, hello. All right, guys. Well, good morning, Lola. You can hear me now that you turned up your volume. Always a good thing to figure out if your system is working uh, correctly, too. Like, I know for me on my phone, on my computer, I always have the sound off. For the most part. Um, so, yeah, sometimes I go to watch those videos and I'm not really sure how to get the sound back on. I don't know. So, but I did hear some kind of weird statistic. I don't remember the number, but more and more of us are watching videos without sound now. So I have a feeling that we're all sitting in our houses. And actually, I observed it this weekend because we had a handful of family members here this weekend. We were all sitting in the living room on our devices watching stuff, but nobody could hear anything because we're just watching videos without sound. So it's a brand new way of looking at things, right? So, who is ready for some paper crafting fun? Me, always. Okay, so today we're going to be playing with um, the Country Birdhouse suite. What is it called? I played with it before. Um, Country Woods Suite is what it's actually called. And today we're going to be using the dies to create a birdhouse. So let me switch this over so you guys get the big screen. But it comes with like 23 dies, I think. So flowers, leaves. This right here, I wasn't really sure what it was for, this little like stand, but then when I added it all on here, I was like, oh, it's the bird stand or the post. And this right here, I just realized you could do like a bird bath. That would be cute with this, right? But leaves, and at the end, I'm going to show you a couple of cards that I've used a bunch of these dies with. Um, so I'll show you those. But here's this. And then I've used the flowers. We did well, no, we did it in class too because I had a bunch of flowers left over. And so I made a card. I'll show you guys. But so those are the dies we're going to be using. We're also going to be using this timber embossing folder. And we're going to be using the stamp set for the bird. But then the greetings, I'm going to be using Friends for Life because I'm going to be using the thank you. So there. Let me show you the card we're going to be making. So this guy, so it's showcasing the designer series paper that comes in the suite. You guys have heard me talk about this paper, how much I love it, all the different woods, and how I would probably wallpaper my bathroom if Brian would let me with this paper. It would be kind of expensive, but then I was thinking I could probably make some like home decor with it somehow. I don't know. I'm going to come up with something so that I could put this in like a 12 by 12 frame, not the birdhouse. Birds don't go in my bathroom, but with the paper, I'm going to figure something out. I don't know. So this is the card we're going to be using. And so this card, or the card, hello, Yolanda. I'm so happy you're here. Happy Tuesday. I know it's Tuesday. Yay. So we're going to be using pieces of designer series paper, and we're going to be lots and lots of cutout stuff here. And we're going to be using some blends, just a little bit of stamping, but we're going to piece this birdhouse together. So let's get started. So for the card base, we have Pool Party, and we're just going to fold it in half. We'll have to see if I have to walk away from the camera. I don't think so. Hopefully I have everything I need to make this card. And then we have Early Espresso, which is 4 by 5 1/4, and then we have the designer series paper, which is 3 3/4 by 5. So we just drop it down by 1/4 inch, and then we're just gonna assemble this guy, and then we're gonna set it off to the side because we have lots of die cutting to do so that we can build this card. I just can't seem to put, I can't seem to stop playing with this set, for one thing, but I put it away and then I'll bring it back out because I want to play with something else. I should be playing with something else. Not should. I feel like I have so much that I want to dabble in a little bit of all the different bundles or the sets, but I just keep bringing this back out. And especially because this is my thinking, is designer series paper is on sale right now. So I wanted to showcase something a little bit with designer series paper. So we're going to put that guy off to the side. We have, like I said, we're going to be using the timber. Hello, Susanna. So happy you're here. We're going to be using the timber embossing folder. I actually already ran it through so that I didn't have to use the machine too many times. And this is what we're going to cut the birdhouse out of. But let me show you. Let me get the machine. Put this to the side. Get the machine. And we're going to start die cutting. I'm trying to put stuff so that I can find it later, because you guys know I start moving stuff around and I can never find stuff. So, all right, we're going to have the birdhouse. Like so. And I'm going to use this, it's sticky tape. It's just sticky tape that, a couple rolls that I got off Amazon. So there's that. I have a piece of scrap of this designer series paper, and that's going to make, we're going to build this guy. And so we're going to do this like so with more sticky tape. Like that. We have some circles for like where the bird would go in, right? The little hole for the house, and then the little perch that the bird's going to stand on. Well, he's actually not going to stand on it, but if he wanted to, he could, right? Yolanda says, love embossing folders. I know. They're always, it's almost like magic, the way they turn paper into the different textures. It's kind of amazing. I'm not sure who the first person was that started it, but thank you, whoever that was. I'd like to send them a thank you card. So there's that. What else do we need? I think we're going to run this through, and then we're going to do, there's a bunch of like trim. Like have you guys ever built a birdhouse? I've never built a birdhouse because in real life, I don't really like birds near me. So I don't know that I want a birdhouse near me. But on paper, they're fine. Birds on paper are perfectly fine. I'm not really sure when my bird, good morning, Mom. I'm so happy you're here. Not really sure when my dislike of birds started. I do know that when the kid was little, we would go to Disneyland all the time. And they, there was this one time where this little boy, we were eating at a restaurant, like outside restaurant, and this little boy was throwing his food at the birds. Okay, fine. I don't have a problem with that. That's what you want to do. I don't want to do that, but if that's what you want to do, fine. But he started throwing the food at our table. And Derek was, the kid was, well, he was under 5, I know that. And this little boy was like in a stroller, and it was getting me mad. And so I think that's really when it was like, I'm done with birds. And it wasn't really the bird's fault. It was the little boy's fault, but I blame it on the birds now. Do you guys like birds? Do you guys have bird houses? Let me know. Okay. So for all this different trim, I was kind of playing with, like, I have some cardstock that already has the adhesive on it. And so I think we're going to use this just because it's going to be a little bit easier building the card. But I do like, I have to find all the little trim pieces because some of these are very thin. You see this? Let's see. Lola says, I like listening to their music. Yeah, bird chirping is nice. And I've actually, hummingbirds, I'm okay with hummingbirds, which is weird. They will dive bomb you, but I'm okay with them. But they're small. They're not like trying to attack you and take your French fries. All right, so we're going to do this. And then we have one more to do. Like I said, there's lots of building with this. So we're going to punch it out. Super easy with your take a pick tool. And we might do a different color because that's like tone on tone. I don't know if I like that. Let's see. Yolanda says, yes, she loves birds. Actually, Yolanda, you have a lot of birdhouses, don't you? If I remember correctly. I think so. I could be wrong. Okay. And we're going to take, so these are all like trim to make it actually a little, what do you call it? Just the trim on the top, on the peak of the birdhouse. What I'm looking for. There's this. I'm gonna get rid of that. And I think I do want my trim to be in this color. I keep saying trim, but the scallop trim. Yolanda said, oh, that Picket tool is very handy. It is very handy. Let's see. Lola said, this is an awesome way to use up your scraps. It is. Lots of little scraps, like little pieces that you hang on to and you can cut. And actually the flowers too is a great way to use up scraps. I'll show you a card that I did just cutting out a bunch of flowers in a little bit. Okay, I think that's all we're gonna need. We'll see. I'll put this to the side. All right, so we're gonna bring back all of our little pieces here. Actually, it's not all we're gonna need because we have to cut out the bird. What did I do with my white piece of paper? So we're gonna stamp this guy first and then we're gonna cut him out. Yesterday when I was creating this card, I did try to I cut it out first and then I stamped it and I didn't get it right. So it's kind of apples and oranges. Sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't, but we're, since we have this out, we'll do the greeting, which is just a strip of basic white. And we're just gonna stamp that on like so. And hopefully it's straight-ish. And then I'll put this off to the side up here too. But we are gonna color this guy. I always like to color when the paper's big. I could definitely cut this guy out right now, but it's just easier to hold on to the piece of paper when the paper's bigger, right? So I just took Pool Party. Oh, I stamped this in Misty Moonlight. So it may bleed just a little bit, right? Because it's not, the only color that won't bleed when you're using your blends is Memento, or the ink is Memento. But because it's a blue bird, I don't really care if it bleeds a little bit. So there's that. And then I used the 500, which is just one of the neutral colors for the feet. What do you call birds' feet? Feet, birds' feet. And I just kind of dabbed it on there a little bit. And then I used Peach Pie for the beak, which I thought made an excellent beak color. Look at that color right there. Okay, so we are going to bring back the machine again, and we're going to put it on like so. I'm trying to get the light a little bit brighter. And we're definitely going to be using some tape here to hold that guy down. And then we're going to run it through. Cut that guy out like so. We will, ooh, it popped out all by itself. Look at that. Easy peasy. Trash. Okay, now we're going to bring the birdhouse back. I'm going to set this guy off to the side so I can remember what I'm doing. Okay, so I have like the ledge right here. And look at that. I didn't have to go get adhesive. Sometimes it all comes together. Okay, so we're going to add this guy like so. So here we're just building the birdhouse. Oops, we're going to push this up a little bit like so. The little circle right here that would be like the post, I'm going to use a glue dot to put. We're going to be using lots of different adhesive on this guy. Like so. Pull this guy off. Maybe. You know where I could put birdhouses if I made a bunch of these for home decor is in our guest room. That could work. Okay, this guy we're going to use some Tombow glue. And ooh, we're going to get some scrap because we definitely don't want that bubble. Okay, we're going to be so gentle that a big blob comes out. But the good thing about this Tombow glue is even if you get a little too much and it comes out the edges, I'm just trying to spread it around a little bit. I'm not putting any more, I'm just spreading it. The good thing about the Tombow glue is it dries clear. So I really hem and hawed about this card because I tried to pick up these little tiny pieces. I probably, okay, hopefully that's good. I should have done the trim first to make sure where this was going to go. But what's done is done. So we're going to put the trim on here like so. It goes like this and like this. And then this guy. You can kind of see where it goes. There's little indents on the bottom of the roof as to where this would go. Okay. So we're going to flip this over. We're going to use green glue again. Oof. All you guys that are super good with this green glue, I applaud you. We're going to pick it up. We're just going to get glue fingers. We're going to try not to shake. And stick it on there like so. Whew. All right. Tweezers. Lola, you tell me that a lot, and I never listen to you. Yeah, tweezers. I have tweezers. I have like 3 tweezers sitting over on my desk right now. And then I have tweezers. I have a Stampin' Up! Tweezers right down below over here with the embossing powder. Where do you guys keep your... Maybe I just need to put some tweezers in my cup over here. That would work, I think. All right. And then we're going to put this guy on. And then smack in the middle is going to go... It's going to kind of go on top. This guy that we used with the... This has the self-adhesive stick paper on it already, so we're just going to pull it off. And it's sticky on the back. It's like a sticker. Easy peasy, this one. There we go. Oh, and the little circle's just right. Okay. So here is, let's see, Lola says you keep your tweezers on the table. Yep. As soon as this video's over, I'm going to go get tweezers and I'm going to stick them in my cup that's over here. Although I guess I have to practice with those too, right? Probably. Okay. Get the glue off the pink mat. So here we have the birdhouse. We're going to add some adhesive to stick this onto the front of the card, like so. We have this guy right here, and I'm just going to trim at an angle, right? Get rid of this glue mess. And that's going to go about there. And the bird is going to get popped up with dimensionals. So that I already put on the table. And we're going to use the mini dimensionals for this guy. And then I took just some twine, extra twine that I had left over from a paper pumpkin, and I made a bow. So I said twine, but this is really like linen thread is what it is. It's a little bit thinner than twine. I made a bow, and we're going to stick it underneath the bird. So I'm just going to trim. And I'm going to use a glue dot for that too. So how many different kinds of glues have we used today? Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 different kinds of glue today for this card. All right, guys. There's that. we're going to put the bird like so. And then we'll do the inside of the card. On my sample card, I did not do anything, but let's see, stick him down. I think it's okay if the thank you is hidden just a smidge. Or I might do it this way for this card. Or I don't know. I guess we'll do it this way. Okay. This is our birdhouse card. Like I said, I love a bird on paper. Look, and you can see the texture right there with the chipper embossing folder. Look at how cute that is. Oh, I just love it. Okay, now the inside. So this is a thank you card. So thank you. I don't know, for being a friend. You could leave it blank if you wanted. We have these, oh, I guess the only ink I have over here is Misty Blue. So maybe we'll just leave it blank and do some Misty Blue flowers. It'll work. What do you think? Susanna said, very nice. Oh, thank you, Susanna. Let's see. And ink. Okay. So this guy, let's see, how are we going to put him? Like so. Like so. There we go for the inside. And I think I'm just going to leave it blank. And then probably for the envelope, I'll use, not probably, I know I'm going to use some of the wood paper and I'll put it on the flap of the envelope. But I did want to show you guys a couple of cards that I've made with this, some with the paper, some with the stamp set. So this is a card that we made in class the other day, and it's 3 different papers. They're just butted up together, showing the different wood grain. So this set, even if you don't like coloring, it's still a great set. Like, look at how just that image pops right there. So there's this guy. And then this one I did color. So the same flowers that I just stamped on the inside, I colored these, I don't know, I probably had 5 or 6 blends out and did a bunch of different coloring and then cut them out. So these are 4 of those flowers, kind of stacked on top of each other. And then this is the card that I had. I just had like a handful of these. And by handful, I mean like a handful, not like 5, but like a handful of these flowers cut out. And this is some of the paper that's on sale too, the Full of Life paper. And I was like, oh, just make a window box. Like, and then with the leaves, these are the leaves from the set. Look at the detail in those. Very cute. And then this came from another die, and it was just kind of like a label, but then I made it like a little plant stake. I thought that was kind of cute. Kind of crafty on my part. All right, guys. So here's the card for today. Hopefully it inspires you to get crafty, whether you're making a birdhouse or not. Hopefully you have some paper crafting fun today. I appreciate everybody being here an hour later than usual. And I will talk to everybody soon. Thank you, guys. Bye.